began to write
I'm not that good at
the
shooting
age of
at
7. Stories in pencil with crayon illustrations that my former mother
Ash,
made.
Cash, we are not sweats OG.
I
What
wrote
the
exactly the
hell?
stories I was reading.
I
All my
bet. I
characters
go to the
were
point.
white and blue-eyed.
You saw the picture,
AJ
Darnell?
Smith,
Yeah, fuck out of here.
ate apple,
My the picture of my program team at 2K21 look
and they
great
talked a
though.
lot about the
Yeah,
weather
Darnell. But
and
when he
how
hits
much
Elite 2 and
wanted
I
the
hit Elite
sun to
1,
come out.
I'm gonna start playing 2K21.
Now, this is despite
I'm
the fact that I
73%
lived
to
in
elite.
Nigeria and
Yeah,
never came
I'm gonna
outside.
start.
I'm staying on 20. I'm not
No,
buying.
I'm gonna play 20, but
If my
I'm gonna be on
You sound like
2K21
a
too.
talked
fucking
about the
Bedouin.
weather because there was no
You
news.
feel me?
My
I
characters
know, you
also
sound like
drank
a
a lot of
girl. You
ginger
a
beer
boy.
because the characters in the British books I read drank ginger beer. Never mind that I had no idea what ginger beer was.
The grind don't
And for many
stop.
years
You
afterwards, I
heard
would
me?
have a desperate desire to taste ginger beer. But that is another story. What this demonstrates, I think, is how impressionable and vulnerable we are in the face of a story, particularly as children. Because all I had read were
Greenie?
books in which
$5.
characters were
Give
foreign,
me greenie.
I
This my
had
frisbee.
become
No, I'm not
convinced
practicing on
that
greenie.
books, by their very nature, had to have
Yeah, I
foreigners
was
in
gonna go
them
green. This is my
and had
frisbee.
to be about things with which I could not personally
I
identify.
have made a green. Edwin, you hear this
Now,
kid?
things
He said I never
changed when
made
I
a green before.
Mhm.
You a little kid. I don't care.
discovered African books. There weren't many of them available, and they weren't quite as easy to find as the foreign books. But because of writers like
But
Chinua
tune.
Achebe and Kamara Laye, I went through a mental shift in my
Oh,
perception
that's
of
out of
books.
bounds. That's on me.
I
I'm sleep.
realized that people like me, girls with skin the color of chocolate, whose kinky hair could not form ponytails, could also exist in literature. I started to write about
Too
things I
deep.
recognized. Now, I loved those American and British books I read. They stirred my imagination, they opened up new worlds for me. But the unintended consequence was that I did
I
not
might be.
know that
My
people like
shot might
me.
be delayed. I am because I just hopped off
So, what the discovery of African
Fortnite.
long
writers did
live Bibby.
was this: it saved me from having a single story of what books are. I come from a conventional middle class Nigerian
Tenemos
family. My
Kakilo.
father was a professor, my mother was an
We
administrator.
should do the challenge.
And so we had, out of the norm,
We should do the challenge.
living domestic help who would
Yes,
often
you
come from
can.
nearby rural
Oh,
villages.
mm.
So the year I turned 8, we got a new house boy. His name was Ide.
Hey yo,
Mm.
The only thing
what
my
you call
mother
it?
told us about
Um,
him was that his family
Edwin.
was
Mm.
very poor.
You know
My
my
mother
friend
sent yams
calls
and rice and
like say if like you
our
make a
own
shirt,
food.
right, with a
Mhm.
bulletproof vest
And
on
when
it,
I
right, in
didn't finish my
2K20,
dinner, my mother would
right, in
say,
Yeah.
2K21,
finish
my
your
friend
food.
says that's
Don't you know
OG.
people like Fide's
Imagine.
family have nothing? So I felt enormous pity for Fide's family. Then one
Whoa,
Saturday
these
we
kids
went
are
to the village to visit.
buns.
And his mother showed us a
And us?
beautifully patterned basket made of dyed raffia that his brother had made. I was startled. It had not occurred to me that anybody in his family could actually.
I'm lagging.
It made me shoot that motherfucker, bruh. It's just cause I got off of Fortnite, bruh. I swear. Every time I get off of Fortnite and hop on 2K, I cannot, like, aim or anything. It's my fault, though. I'ma tee up for y'all.
Not still.
You can shoot.
I know he can. They're all shooters.
My game is so delayed.
See the bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Switch.
You see the bullshit, right?
Y'all playing threes, yeah.
Oh shit.
The last time I ever used glass take would be on 19 when I had a
You for real?
yeah, I had a I think pure rim protector or a glass. No, I had glass cleaner,
Oh shit.
like a pure glass cleaner. That was the last time I ever used glass take.
He missed. He
No, he
made
made
it.
it.
What the fuck?
That's why I didn't say nothing.
Quick stop of hell. Nigga's a Yenso number 2.
Yeah.
He made that.
Yeah.
No,
That's another thing why I don't like running center because I'm always going against someone that shoots.
You want me to run center after this?
No, it's fine. I just made the center. I'm trying to get him up.
Oh, alright.
No, don't throw me alleys. I'm only 73. Do not throw me no alleys whatsoever. Yeah, I just made this center. I'm trying to get him up.
He missed. I thought he made that because you didn't say shit. You
No,
scared
my
of me.
takeover ran out.
That's my.
Oh yeah, it
My
did.
coach
I can't even get that.
over 3 and pro in Mel.
That ass.
Nobody else. What? That's about. Wait, what?
Oh!
Trash.
My coach spots are all over the 3 and pro.
It's a
I
white.
don't know how.
Wrong person.
I should have shot that soon.
You got scared, boy.
That's a free rebound though. Let's go.
Alright, everyone shut up. I need to hear this video.
Imagine, but you made it your mic.
All I had heard about them was how poor they were, so that it had become impossible for me to see them as anything else but poor. Their poverty was my single story of them. Years later, I thought about this when I left Nigeria to go to university in the United States. I was 19. My American roommate was shocked by me. She asked where I had learned to speak English so well, and was confused when I said that Nigeria happened to have English as its official language. She asked if she could listen to what she called my tribal music, and was consequently very disappointed when I produced my tape of Mariah Carey. She assumed that I did not know how to use a stove. What struck me was this: she had felt sorry for me even before she saw me. Her default position toward me as an African was a kind of patronizing, well-meaning pity. My roommate had a single story of Africa, a single story of catastrophe. In this single story, there was no possibility of Africans being similar to her in any way, no possibility of feelings more complex than pity, no possibility of a connection as human equals. I must say that before I went to the US, I didn't consciously identify as African. But in the US, whenever Africa came up, people turned to me, never mind that I knew nothing about places like Namibia. But I did come to embrace this new identity, and in many ways I think of myself now as African, although I still get quite irritable when Africa is referred to as a country, the most recent example being my otherwise wonderful
That
flight
shot, right?
from Lagos to Indonesia. There was an announcement of the
And I greened it too.
India, Africa, and other countries. So after I had spent some years in the US as an African, I began to understand my roommate's response to me. If I had not grown up in Nigeria, and if all I knew about Africa were from popular images, I too would think that Africa was a place of beautiful landscapes, and incomprehensible people fighting senseless wars, dying of poverty and AIDS, unable to speak for themselves, and waiting to be saved by a kind white foreigner. I would see Africans in the same way that I, as a child, had seen Fide's family. This single story of Africa ultimately comes, I think, from Western literature. Now here's a quote from the writing of a London merchant called John Locke, who sailed to West Africa in 1561 and kept a fascinating account of his voyage. After referring to the black Africans as beasts who have no houses, he writes, "They are also people without heads, having their mouths and eyes in their breasts." Now, I've laughed every time I've read this, and one must admire the imagination of John Locke. But what is important about his writing is that it represents the beginning of a tradition of telling African stories in the West, a tradition of sub-Saharan Africa as a place of negatives, of difference, of darkness, of people who, in the words of the wonderful poet Rudyard Kipling, are half devil, half child. And so I began to realize that my American roommate must have, throughout her life, seen and heard different versions of this single story. As had a professor who once told me that my novel was not authentically African. Now, I was quite willing to contend that there were a number of things wrong with the novel, that it had failed in a number of places. But I had not quite imagined that it had failed at achieving something called African authenticity. In fact, I did not know what African authenticity.
You guys are two-way slasher.
Oh, me?
No, mid-range slasher. What's his name?
Talking about mines?
Yeah.
He can shoot still, even though his name's African. Oh, I meant to throw that to you, Edwin. My fault.
Stop putting your joystick towards the rim. What are you doing it?
No, I don't got no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slow it down. No, I'm getting you.
Okay.
No, you can't shoot.
I should have shot that. You're right. I understand.
Green. Oh my.
My fault. I'm not good at standing shots, like catch and shoot. So that's why I didn't like shoot it off dribble. I mean, like. Your mother called you nigga.
Oh.
I swear I thought you missed.
All the way. I peace up. So we talking to me,
Niggas just asked me to get on GTA with them. Now I'm good. I'm on 2K grinding out a new player and getting League 2.
Who told you to run up GTA?
WTF what?
Oh.
Yeah. Him and Diablo wants me to play GTA with them. I'll play with them tomorrow.
Diablo, is that the only games he really got?
Huh?
Is that the only games he really got? GTA and Fortnite?
I mean, that's the only games he mostly play.
Oh, that's
You're not wrong.
You sold my take. Glitch.
I know.
what?
Interference?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You gotta go. You're canceled.
Yeah, we are not sweats. It's like, nah.
Yeah, you gotta go. You're canceled.
Your contract is on life support.
Your contract is expired. I'm gonna need you to leave.
My stamina was mad low. Oh, you should have green. You should have green the first one.
Oh yeah.
You can't get bored.
Yeah, your contract is expired.
But I need to buy more stamina after this game.
Stamina.
Stamina. I said stamina.
Oh no, I pronounced it stamina. Oh shit, full bar.
Now he made it.
Oh shit.
Yo, your two-way touch and play?
No.
Oh. Oh, you changed the jump shot to 38 then.
I've been at 38 on my slasher.
No, you did not.
I swear to God.
On his two-way, he has my jump shot.
You said my jump shot. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Best jump shot in the game. Come on, defense. Inspirational. Okay, buddy.
Yo, this dude is inviting me. You're about to get blocked.
Just mute. Just turn off your notifications.
It is. It's on my phone.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's even worse.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
my
even
leg
worse.
is vibrating and shit. Like you're canceled. You're about to get blocked. You're about. I should activate my take.
How much you need for? How much you got already for take?
Oh, I got take. I'm gonna try to get take and team take.
You can get team take. They missed. You need assist though.
No shit, Sherlock.
Get that. Make that in.
Yeah. Yesterday, had some crab legs from Red Lobster, boy. It's still hella biscuits up there.
Hey yo.
It's just a smack, you bugging.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. The bitches from us are smack. I ain't even gonna cap. He missed.
Oh wow, he made that? Oh, I made that?
Oh
Team
shit.
Why does it say team takeover in use?
You're a fucking weirdo.
No!
Nigga's a fucking weirdo. Let me see the ball real quick.
Come back to Edwin. Oh my god, you're a Platino. I mean, let me fade.
You know damn well I don't need screens and motherfucking you still do it.
Hey, I'm trying to get my defensive badges up. Shut up. Oh shit.
Right here. You want me to kill you, huh?
You want me to cancel you?
You won't.
Yeah.
There now.
No.
There now. You know what I need you to do, right?
What?
You know what I need you to do, bruh. You know what I
No,
need
I
you to do.
don't.
Oh, you're weird then. Give me the ball then if you don't know. If you don't know.
I don't know. See, there you go. I'm back. Oh, never mind. Wait, what do you need me to do?
I'll do it.
No, fuck you. Oh, I know you need me to do. I know what you need me to do. Alright, bet right here. I know what
Right here. I do. I got slice take real quick.
If you pass out, I'm killing you.
You're weird.
You try.
You're weird.
Oh, Renegade. Nigga, that emo Ben came out. This nigga Timer happy. Because Renegade came back out. Pass or you're canceled. Right here, Adam. Oh yeah, you're 50. You're 50. Right here. I wanna do it.
I'm sorry. I need defense. I need badges.
You're canceled. Shut up. You're canceled. I don't wanna. I need to go by stamina boost.
Alright, kid. I'll be shut up.
It was. The professor told me that my characters were too much like him, an educated and middle-class man. My characters drove cars. They were not starving. Therefore, they were not authentically African. But I must quickly add that I too am just as guilty on the question of the single story. A few years ago, I visited Mexico from the US. The political climate in the US at the time was tense, and there were debates going on about immigration. And, as often happens in America, immigration became synonymous with Mexicans. There were endless stories of Mexicans as people who were fleecing the healthcare system, sneaking across the border, being arrested at the border, that sort of thing. I remember walking around on my first day in Guadalajara, watching the people going to work, rolling up tortillas in the marketplace, smoking, laughing. I remember first feeling slight surprise, and then I was overwhelmed with shame. I realized that I had been so immersed in the media coverage of Mexicans that they had become one thing in my mind, the abject immigrant. I had bought into the single story of Mexicans, and I could not have been more ashamed of myself. So that is how to create a single story. show a people as one thing, as only one thing, over and over again, and that is what they become. It is impossible to talk about the single story within the single story of Mexicans, and I could not have been more ashamed of myself. So that is how to create a single story. Show a people as one thing, as only one thing, over and over again, and that is what they become. It is impossible to talk about the single story without talking about power, abject immigrant. I had bought into the single story of Mexicans, and I could not have been more ashamed of myself. So that is how to create a single story. Show a people as one thing, as only one thing, over and over again. And then and over again, and that is what they become. They had become one thing
Back
in
in
my
there now?
mind, abject immigrant. I had bought into
Running. Exit out and come back in.
So that is how to create a single story. Show a people as one thing, as only one thing.
Hey,
Yo.
yo, stop running.
What?
You're a bitch. Oh, no, I'm just joking.
Yo, is he from New York?
Nah.
Okay, lucky. You broadcasting? You a shithead.
Hell yeah.
What if I was from New York?
I'll beat the shit out of you.
I'm gonna send my hitters. Wait, what percent are you the Elite 2, bitch?
Your
I
mom.
meant, running.
Your mom.
Damn, running out and call you a bitch.
So you're max already?
Yeah.
So I can hop off?
Yeah.
You know he would really hop off, right?
No, I didn't, nigga.
You know
I'm still in the game.
No, you know he would really hop off, right? If you actually say it. That man would really hop on Fortnite.
Shut the hell up, Edward. You get me tight, yo.
You caca.
Mad at my fucking girlfriend.
Imagine.
I fuck you and run the girlfriend.
Hey, yo.
What? What's AL, nigga? Run the real name is probably Dominic. What's your real name, Running?
Shannon.
You said Shining? I know Edward's real name.
Yeah, man.
Cause I'm his FBI agent. How you think I met him?
Yo, can you come back inside the prom?
I know how you met you. I know how I met you.
You know you come inside the prom, right?
No, nigga. I said I know how I met you too. I bet you don't even know.
Nah, I know.
I'm getting $15 an hour.
For what?
How?
No, that's why I suggested. So if I work $15 an hour, I mean, if I work 8 hours, 15 times 8, that's 120. And if I get paid every 2 weeks,
That's 1,000.
It's 1,000. It's 1,100. That's 1,200. That's what it is.
What's 15 times 7?
16,000.
16,000.
Holy shit!
I mean 1,600. My
I
fault.
was gonna say. But I say, motherfucker, you better split me some.
But I was trying to say like 1,600.
Yeah, 1600. You meant nigga said 16,000. What you be thinking? What you thinking there, bro?
He must want me to smack him up. Yo, run it. If you live in a Bronx, I'm coming, alright? Cause I'm gonna visit New York, alright? Just to beat your ass.
You can try.
Probably would. I don't know.
I'm gonna slam you, bitch.
Yeah, running. He gonna
I'm
slam
gonna
you.
arrest you, nigga. And I'm RKO you, nigga.
Running. He gonna slam you.
And I'm gonna put a cigarette in your nose and light it.
It is impossible to talk about the single story without
You want
talking
hell
about
cigarette.
power. There is a word, an Igbo word, that I think about whenever I think about the past structures of the world, and it is Nkali. It's a noun that loosely translates to be greater than another. Like our economic and political worlds, stories too are defined by the principles.
Alright, what percent are you for real though?
How they are told, who tells them,
40.
when they are told, how many stories
Capping. He capping.
are really dependent.
He capping.
What percent is he?
Power
like-
is the ability
he's like
not
at least
just to tell
70
the story
something
of
or
another
80.
person, but to make it the definitive story of that person.
He's capping like a
The
bitch.
Palestinian
What percent am I
story
in
is
anyway?
that
You're like
Shut
70
the hell
something
up,
like
bitch.
that.
I'm 71.
to tell their story and to
Damn, that's cool, but did I ask?
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You
Wait,
said what percent I am.
and not
you must be talking about my cousin.
and
I'm
have
coming.
an entirely different story.
I'm about to go.
That is the story, the failure of the African state, and not with the colonial creation of the African state. And you have an entirely different story. I recently spoke at a university where a student told me that it was such a shame that Nigerian men were physical abusers like the father character in my novel. I told him that I had just read a novel called American Psycho, and that it was such a shame that young Americans were serial murderers. Now, obviously I said this in a state of mild irritation, but it would never have occurred to me to think that just because I had read a novel in which a character is a serial killer, that he was somehow representative of all Americans. And now this is not because I'm a better person than that student, but because of America's cultural and economic power. I had many stories of America. I had read Thailand, Updike, and Steinbeck, and Gateskill. I did not have a single story. When I learned some years ago that writers were expected to have had really unhappy childhoods to be successful, I began to think about how I could invent horrible things my parents had done to me. But the truth is that I had a very happy childhood, full of laughter and love, in a very close-knit family. But I also had grandfathers who died in refugee camps. My cousin, Polly, died because he could not get adequate health care. One of my closest friends, Kuloma, died in a plane crash because our fire trucks did not have water. I grew up under repressive military governments that devalued education so that sometimes my parents were not paid their salaries. And so as a child, I saw jam disappear from the breakfast table. Then margarine disappeared. Then bread became too expensive. Then milk became rationed. And most of all, a kind of normalized political fear invaded our lives. All of these stories make me who I am. But to insist on only these negative stories is to flatten my experience and to overlook the many other stories that formed me. The single story creates stereotypes. And the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story become the only story. Of course, Africa is a continent full of catastrophes. There are immense ones, such as the horrific rapes in Congo, and depressing ones, such as the fact that 5,000 people apply for one job vacancy in Nigeria. But there are other stories that are not about catastrophe. And it's very important, just as important, to talk about them, experience, and to overlook the
Wesley,
many other stories that
you know,
form
you
it.
know.
The single story creates stereotypes. And the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story become the only story. Of course, Africa is a continent full of catastrophes.
Yo, like, come
Immense
on, what's the
ones,
word?
such
Get
as the
ready.
horrific rapes in Congo, and
Chu number. You didn't know it, bro. Wildin', bro. Wildin', bro. City fool. Snap.